This is Hollywood superstar Hugh Jackman. Welcome to Series 4 of the Dad Tales podcast. These two are the real greatest showmen. Sit back and enjoy.
I'm going to definitely cut this bit out.
So the question is...
We don't ever find the answer out.
But that's like being in between like your mum and your dad.
Hang on for a second. We've had that one. What are you talking about? So what was the age?
Boy. That was ripe.
Scruff bag.
Happy Dad Tales Day.
Happy Dad Tales Day, my friend. Dirty dog just farted. It stinks. Oh, it smells like landfill. What have you been eating? Landfill. Fucking hell. Good. I can taste it. It's lumpy. Good evening, Andy. Happy Dad Tales Day, my friend. What an amazing start.
It smells warm. Doesn't it? You know when something smells warm?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Let's get on with this.
All right.
Soon as we get on with it, soon I can go home. Get out of this studio.
How's your week been?
Steady, bank holiday weekend. Behind the curtain, we're recording this on the bank holiday weekend. We had football Saturday morning. Boys went through to a semi-final. They only went and won their semi-final, didn't they? Boys into the final this Saturday. Right game as well. So it went 1-0 down, came back to a 1-1, then went 2-1 down with 3 minutes to go. The last kick of the game, boom, plus into extra time. We did him in extra time.
Fitness kicked in.
I think it was just... we should have been out of sight in first quarter, but do you know you don't score and then let them in? It was a great game. It was one of those games where that should have been a final. And I hope next one lives up to it, if that makes sense. Even if we get absolutely hammered, then you think, oh, the other game was a bit of a contested game, do you know, because you could have gone on a... Whereas, like I say, what I don't want to do is us hammer them or they hammer us and go, well, that was a bit of a rubbish game because neither was in it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, if that had been a final, you'd have been like absolutely gloating. But, yeah, then Ava was a mascot for the Women's Goal United team, so went to West Riding FA ground.
I saw that, yeah.
They lost 3-1, unfortunately.
It looked good, though.
Good down.
God, where's Ava playing here? Because I thought that looks awesome.
Yeah, Ava didn't play. She mascotted for the Women's FA, so they got the Goal United Women's got to the final, so well done, girls. And unfortunately, it's wasn't their day. Same scenario. They should have been out of sight in first half. They had so many chances. Their keeper, just when you hit it, you think anywhere but the keeper, and you've got a goal here.
Yeah.
It just hits the keeper. You're like, oh. But and then they scored. The Women's Goal United went 1-0 up, and then straight away, like I'm talking minutes after, they pegged one back to 1-1. They came out of first half, and Bradford was a completely different team. Bradford was asleep in first half, and then just drilled into it.
It's hard, isn't it? Because they have a massive catchment and that.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, those goals probably got to fan, for Christ's sake. I mean, I couldn't tell what the caliber's like. It might not be great standard. It might be absolutely amazing standard. But to get to a final is amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're...
It's always something you look back on and remember.
Yeah. Final. And at West Riding FA's ground. Do you know what I mean? It's good to settle there.
It looked good.
It was good when I was a kid. It used to have really good grass pitch with a 3G it now.
Where's that at?
So it's Rothwell's home game. So do you know you come off M1? Yeah, because you're going to come off M1. So do you know you come off Donny onto M1? Do you know the way crisscross it is?
Yeah.
Just off there and straight again off. And it's just down the road there. It's pretty much near motorway. It's not far. Like I said, I played there as a kid in the cup final. And it was, like I always thought it was like really good setup. Like, compared to our FA for East Riding, it's way better setup down there. So, but yeah, so that. And then on the Sunday afternoon, I had a game, didn't I?
Tell us about this.
2-2, mate. Two goals in 2 games. I'm on fire.
Talk us through it.
Oh, it's a right goal, mate.
Of course it was. Somewhere near halfway, like.
Oh, no. Well, that was last week's goal. That was last night's goal. I came on. I was late getting there because I was still with Ava. I mean, not that long. So I knew it was starting. I came on, second half, about 20 minutes to go. Came on right when did a bit of business, do you know? Yeah, doing a bit.
Everybody else is tired.
Yeah, so the fresh legs running around. Although, this one lad, he was fresh on as well. So 2 fresh legs came on, me and him. And I had about 10 yards on him, running back to goal. He fucking ran past me. I was like, you fuck. I was like, get here, you cunt. You know what I mean? And like, he went through a back door and just sliding the back door. I was like, I couldn't keep up with him. Do you know what I mean? I just genuinely couldn't keep up with him. But yeah, my goal, we had a corner and I just tunneled out to outside the box, you know, for one that comes out, if that makes sense. I thought, there's too many of us, you know, trying to be in one position on pen spots. I thought, I'll just tunnel out a little bit. No one came with me. And he didn't get past first man. So, like, hit first man and then spooned out, if that makes sense. One of our lads coming through, one of their defence was like, Sheldon! hit it straight to the bottom corner. It's like, yes. The thing is, though, this is the best bit. This is the absolute best bit. We are 6-1 down.
You celebrate.
Oh, did
Knee
I?
slide.
Did I? That's what it's all said. And all the way for me to finish off was a big knee slide. I remember like going like you do know it's 6-1. I was like, go on, I'll celebrate. I must celebrate. I scored a goal again. Do you know what I mean?
I often think this because, like, I feel sorry for like pros when like it's the debut or it's just a young lad or a young lass that's very new to it.
Yeah.
They get a goal, but they're 4-0 down. All
Yeah.
you want to do is just embrace it. Just
Well, I was
enjoy
off for it. I like spun round, went back to like our dugout, and I was like, "Way!" Like proper celebrate. I was like trudging back. I'm like, "Way!" Went to the subs bench. I was like, "Come on, lads, that easy. What have you been doing for the last 40 minutes? Come on, it's how easy it is." So yeah, like I said, I would just take it piss. So I thought I was not going to celebrate. There's not to celebrate. Do you know what I mean? Apart from I'm like, I was like, just going, what are you doing? I'm like, why not? Do you know what I mean? I can give a shit.
I think at that point, you if it's 3-1 to 3-2 and you're in the game.
Oh, if it was tight, I'd have gone and fetched the ball out myself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, get back. But I was like, we ain't getting back. There's about 10 minutes to go in for that. Do you know what I mean? With the 6-2, do you know what I mean? I'm like, I had the comebacks on.
Do you know what I often find funny as well about that? You know, when people do grab the ball, run back to halfway line, the other team's not going to start till they're ready.
Yeah.
So it makes no difference. You pick that ball up, you take it back.
Yeah.
But if the other team aren't ready, it's their kick-off.
Yeah. So it's a passion in them.
It's the passion, yeah.
Yeah, so,
Desire.
so that was good yesterday. I was loving life on
And it's
that.
Bank Holiday Monday today, what we're on.
And today I've done a bit of ironing. Macca's home from, she's been on holiday all weekend. Been home alone. It's been amazing. And yeah, not a great deal to be fair. Just chilling out. How was your weekend? Be telling me what you've been up
We
to.
were just saying that, weren't we? Bank Holiday Mondays now are very, very different
Yeah.
to how they used to be. Well, I've just done stuff around the house today. Put some shelves up upstairs.
Nice.
You know,
Still up now. What's that noise?
you know, one of them jobs where you know you just keep putting off and off and off.
Yeah.
And I was out yesterday and I came back and I thought, shall I do it? And I thought, no, because it was going to take me a while. So I don't like rushing stuff, as you know. So I thought, if I start it, I'm likely to be doing it tomorrow and today. So I thought, I'll put it off and I just did it today. I didn't even know if I was going to do it. Do you know what I mean? I know it needs doing, like a lot of other stuff, but it's ticked off now. It's done.
Nice. Do you have a list of things that you want to get done?
In my own head, I know what.
Oh, right. Do you not write them out?
No, because I see them every day. I'm like, I know that could needs sorting out.
Yeah, but so I've got a list at the moment. I'm just slowly plodding through them. Like this weekend, I was meant to do. I thought I'll do because I had a list of jobs I want to do. I thought I'll do garage weekend. I ain't done it, but I still have a list that I'm slowly ticking away as I'm going.
I kind of know what needs doing, but yeah,
just write them on a list. Might think that's quite a quick, easy task. That one I might get that done. Just
yeah, good though.
Do you see it down and think, oh, that's good?
Or sometimes just like to put them off.
Yeah.
It's not like the thing is when you live on your own, you don't get pissed off that stuff hasn't been done because you've only got yourself to blame.
Yeah,
it's not like you're going, oh God, why haven't you done that?
Yeah.
To somebody else.
I would be. I'm like, you fucking got.
I do get annoyed at myself thinking, you know, like if I hadn't done that today, I'd have been annoyed thinking I've done nothing today, I've wasted the day. But then on the flip side, I'd be going, oh well.
You should have done nothing. You've recharged the batteries. Live busy lifestyles. Do you know what I mean? Work's hectic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been busy Saturday, Sunday. Saturday there was the comedy gig.
How did it go?
Gig 4.0. It was all right. The committee. It was always. It's a hard because I get good feedback from the comedians and you get good feedback from the audience, which is really what you want.
Yeah.
I just felt from because we just didn't sell as many tickets as we possibly could. We was competing against others. There was 2 other things going on in Village. And people have got to be considerate of where they're spending the money and stuff, don't they? So, but yeah, that was done. Next one's 7th of June, so we're back on the 7th of June. Big old lineup, slightly changing things around, maybe.
Oh,
We'll see. So yeah, so all good. Should we do this week's topic?
Yeah, might as well while we're here, haven't we?
Let's do it while we're here. This one has been. It's bugging me for a while.
Really?
So I said I wanted to do this as a topic. Yeah, because there's so many things. So we're going to talk about why.
Yeah. Why?
Why are there certain things that I just feel like there's no answer to? And I know there will be an answer to. But you know, you just think, why? Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing?
Come on, Andy. Tell us about your
Do you want me to start
why.
off? So my first one, and what I know that there's an answer to this, and you're probably going to be Mr. Logic and go, "Oh, well, it's because of this, and that."
Can I be that, or do you want me just to take it?
Well,
Do you know what to be a dickhead?
let's go through it. So things like a train ticket.
Yeah.
Why can't I buy a ticket?
I've got one of them on my list.
Why
That.
can't I buy a ticket on the train? Or if I do, I have to pay more money than if I just buy one at the machine.
Yeah.
The guy has to come round, or the girl has to come round and scan my phone anyway. What's the difference between them scanning my phone or me scanning their machine? Why does it have to be two different places?
I
Nobody's
don't,
going out the way, are they?
no, I don't get it. Because, like I said, they're either checking it or not checking it.
Yeah.
So,
Is this going to be a thing in a supermarket, do you reckon, at some point? Where they
What?
go, well, it's actually going to be cheaper if you self-checkout, because you're not having to pay something until.
well, I thought that was going to be the case at some point, but they've never done that, have they?
Yeah.
But as well, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't get why we have to have a ticket before we get on. But it's now become. I mean, I didn't know about it for a long time. Got on a train. He's like, it's an offence to travel on here. But I'm like, no, I didn't know. He's like, we got to buy pre-buy tickets. I'm like, where have you advertised that? I've travelled on trains since I was a little nipper, and that's never been the case. Can you have a go at me?
I'm presuming it's so you don't get on a train knowing you've not got the ability to pay. They don't
But
do
if you-
that at the petrol station, do they?
No, and if you get on that train without the ability to pay, guess what? The Rozzers are going to have a word with you.
Yeah, or just say you're going to have to get off at the next stop.
Yeah.
And then you have to make your own way.
Yeah.
As an adult or a child, whatever's going on, you make sure you've got the
Yeah.
ability
The thing that finds me frustrating is you can then buy a ticket from them.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So it's not as if they go, well, you haven't got a ticket, so and I can't sell you one. It's like, right, I'll buy you one. You do know it's offence to get on a train without a ticket. Why?
If you had a cubicle on that train that was yours and you had to have the ticket to get in the door, I could get that.
Yeah, a bit of first class action.
But it just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Somebody's coming round and checking tickets. What's the difference between checking them and paying for them?
Yeah.
So if anybody works for National Rail or any of them other shit,
It'd be because those lazy bastards sometimes don't go down the train and some people get away with a free ride.
which
So they're guaranteeing that they've caught everybody by fear mongering that someone's had to buy a ticket or you get a fine, if that makes sense. Well, actually, employ enough staff to do the conductor job, because the conductor job not just about walking and getting tickets, it's about welfare, making sure people are safe, making sure if someone's in a heart attack, someone's in distress.
Yeah.
It's all them sort of things. It's not just I want money, so either there, employ more staff. Is what I say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it can't be any worse because it's fucking expensive anyway. It's dog shit. Dog shit service.
Exactly. Make the experience better for us.
Yeah.
Right, there's mine.
So mine, right? Why does some country drive on the left, some country drive on the right? What the fuck is going on? And we're the minority.
I think I had this, but I thought you would know the answer to this. I thought there was a reason for it.
No, I don't know the reason, but like, let's all pick a fucking side and off we fucking go. It's a world thing, because if someone said to us, right, okay, that's it, we're all going to start driving on the left, we'll go, right, okay, we're driving on the right at the moment, don't we?
We drive on the left.
Driving on the, we're all going to drive on the right then. I fucking know, I just go down the road in my car. Beep, beep.
Wrong side.
Yeah, that's it. But infrastructure-wise, so like you think, oh, you can't because of the motorway. No, because where I get on the motorway is where I'm now going to start getting off the fucking motorway. It makes no fucking difference.
From a globalisation point of view,
It'd be amazing.
That'd be better because
Well,
they wouldn't have to build left and right.
Exactly. This is another thing I don't get. I'm like, and the other thing that when we're on the cars, things while I'm on my soapbox, automatics and manuals. Fuck it, let's all go automatic.
Do you know what? This was something I never thought about. You said this to me a few months ago. Why have you still got manual cars?
I get it historically because of the way
the engine was built.
in fashion, I think. But now, I mean, the Americans mastered it. It's all automatic.
Yeah.
So why? Okay, if you're a massive petrol engine, you're proper into your thingy, then you buy a bespoke car that is like that. So at the moment, you buy a car and you can buy one that does something different, like DCI and IC. I don't know the cars very well. Do you know, you get different specifications, don't you?
The ICK.
Yeah, that's Tosspot as well. But so you buy one in a manual version. Everything else is pre-produced as an automatic.
Yeah.
Because everyone drive from up. Have you ever driven an automatic car?
It's sort of.
It's fucking loads better. Guess what happens? One foot pushes go, one pushes stop. I don't have to fucking worry about anything else. There's no stalling, there's no catching, there's no biting points, going up a hill. It is mental.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like. So obviously, I work with young people that are doing their driving test with just automatic cars now. Where obviously they can't then drive a manual. But for me, it was like, oh no, I've got to drive a manual car.
But the thing is, though, because automatics are so rare and people get them for disabilities and mobility issues, they're so expensive. Whereas if everybody was in the same camp, scales of economy, it comes down.
Electric cars obviously automatic, aren't they?
I
was in a Tesla actually the other day. I'm sure it was an automatic.
I'd say so. I'd probably say so. Maybe we are starting to face into that generation then now, and I'll just slightly cloud from soapbox, just ever so slightly.
No. You're well within your rights.
But yeah, there's two for me off straight at the bat. Why aren't we all automatic? And why the fuck don't we all drive on the same side of the fucking road?
I mean, to change it now would be costly, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, you have to move all signs costs and stuff like that. But again, economically, it'd be amazing because there's only certain cars.
Phase it in, couldn't we?
You can imagine that day when someone goes, well, we're on the right, you got to head on the left, we're going right and go, fucking as it did. No one got driving today.
Well, I suppose to do it, you'd have to literally do it overnight.
Of course you would, yeah.
Because you couldn't just.
Once that person's on I go, reservation, right, I'm on my side to go.
Yeah, but the worry about that is there's too many thick people.
Of course, I didn't know about it. Me, really, I didn't know about it. Oh, fucking hell.
Where was you signed? I didn't get a message.
I think we're too far gone now to change it. But again, why didn't somebody get together and go, right? Because we are the minority. There's a lot more that.
The only us in Australia that I know.
India.
I know there must be. Oh, India.
Well, it's all the British colonies that drive British colonies that follow our suit. Hence why you've got Australia, India, and all them places because of us.
The good cricket teams.
Bangladesh, really. The West Indies.
Sticking on the transport thing.
Ooh.
Why do we get in a car and on a bus?
Oh, I've had this time. Yeah, it's English language. It's fucked.
So we think it's just down to the shit.
Yeah. I've actually we mentioned this on the thingy, and I actually went back and watched like a video about it, and I can't remember what it was saying. It was something to do with how the transport is perceived. So if it's public transport, I think we get on it. You get on a plane, you get on a train, you get on a bus, but it's ours, you get in a car.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. On a boat.
Yeah, because you can own the boat, couldn't you? But the bike, then you sit on the bike, though you don't get in a bike.
Yeah, but if it's public transport,
I think I think there was something to do with the English language determined that it's to do with public transport, so people could decide for what's what.
In a taxi though.
Yeah, we get on a taxi. Yeah, you get in a taxi. It was something along them lines. I may be wrong.
Sort of makes sense because that was a quick one. Then, why do we pay different prices for hotels and trains and planes? So I could be sat next to you
because we're an economically robbing bastard country. we love to rob.
I was actually thinking about this today, and you know that I'll book it early so I get a better deal. Is that a better way of doing it than? Because I always think if I book it late, you need my ticket.
Yeah, but if you let everyone book it late, you don't know if anyone's going to turn up or not.
Yeah.
So you better have your hotel full early than you are to then last minute.
Yeah. It still feels very unfair, unless you've got different rooms or different areas at train, plane, get that. But if I'm sat next to you on a plane and I've paid X and you've paid Y.
Yeah, it pisses me off as well. But once again, there's someone really intelligent worked out that if you sell them cheap early and then scales of economy,
because then people die and don't get on it, but they've already paid for it.
Could be something like that, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's probably smart. But yeah, it frustrates me when things.
Because I often think that about I get concerts and stuff, exactly the same concept in it. You need to know that people are going to turn up.
Yeah.
If you've booked out a venue, I could get that. But I often think, because I'm a skeptic, we'll buy that ticket and kind of hope you don't turn up.
Yeah.
Well, we don't, but maybe that.
Yeah, they don't.
You die and sell a ticket to somebody else.
I suppose that's when you resale it. I suppose I'm not really sure on that way.
What's next on your list?
Why the supermarkets, some you require a trolley token and some you fucking don't.
Yeah.
So either some supermarkets don't fucking trust that we're going to nick off the fucking trolley, and some do. I don't get it. Like, what? There's certain supermarkets, Morrison's, Aldi, and Lidl, you need a trolley token.
Yeah.
Tesco's and Asda, you fucking don't.
Because you still see the odd one as well down the back lane that's got a trolley token thing on. So it's not like you're just nicking Tesco's ones.
But I don't get what that is for. Like, I know it's straight up stealing, but why are Tesco's not scared of that, but you are?
Yeah, because it's not like it's to bring it back, but it's only to bring it back to one of the trolley stations.
Yeah.
It's not like you're bringing it back to the door.
But so is that a case then that Tesco's employ someone to? You always see the trolley man in Tesco's, don't you? The Morrison is that their business model? They don't employ him. We've solved it already. They don't employ a trolley person, maybe.
Yeah, and I suppose in Tesco's you could just leave it anywhere in the supermarket. At least you're taking it back to a bay.
Yeah.
At other places, at least taking it back to a bay. At Tesco's, you could just leave it.
So going back to then, why are Tesco's not getting trolley token going then? Why they've been thickos?
It must be cheaper to have that
That's function. Yeah. So someone's not being a thicko. Someone's being thicko. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't figure out which way it is, but it blows my mind.
That's the thing as well, isn't it? When you look at from a cost point of view, if you're going to cost this much to put these on all our trolleys, but we're paying this much, either one supermarkets get it wrong.
Yeah, and I can't work out which way it is. But it fucking annoys me when I walk up and go, "Fuck, I got trolley token."
Get a basket.
that one annoys me more than the other one.
Do you know what I've found as well? There is no manly way to carry a basket.
It is. Some of the hand cooks.
Yeah. Well, you start off with it in your hand, don't you? And then suddenly you get something in it, and then it's in the crease of your elbow.
Yeah.
You're walking around like that.
Yeah.
I've worked that way.
Do you know who has really good baskets? Lidl and Aldi. You fucking drag them.
Oh, I don't know. Them ones, I find that it clips my leg and tips over. I feel like I need something that you push.
You're not using it right. Yeah, it's called a fucking trolley.
Yeah, but I don't want one that big.
You get loving trolleys.
What the kids want?
So, it's like a little high flat thing. They're not deep.
Yeah. Right, this one came up literally at the weekend.
Oh, fresh off the press.
So, as cities now have this green zone, don't they? I drove through
Fucking tax.
I drove through Bradford on Saturday. Drove through Bradford, green zone, 4 miles coming, 3 miles. Gets in, you've hit the green zone. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Comes home, looks on the app. Oh, my car's not, I don't have to pay.
Yeah.
Bonus. If I go to Birmingham, I do have to pay.
Oh dear.
If I go to Bristol, I have to pay. If I go to Sheffield, I don't. I think it's Leeds, somewhere else, I don't have to pay. Why is my car not eco-friendly in them other places, but it is in other places?
Money!
But I don't pay road tax on my car. So my road tax is actually...
Is here, I've got him.
is because my emissions are so low, they don't. So why should I have to pay any?
Yeah, you should be.
But what I don't get how one council have said, or one city, I don't know, whoever sort of organise it, goes, yes, you have to pay if you come to see me, but if you go to that other city, you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
My car's not changing.
Yeah.
How is that a thing?
Mental. While we're on the road tax, because this one I've got as well, right? Electric cars are exempt from road tax because of the emissions. I'm sure last time I checked, road tax was about upkeep of the roads.
Yeah.
We're going to get to a point somewhere where everyone's buying all these electric cars because it's no road tax. There's going to be a point where someone's going to go, oh, we're now charging you.
They are though, aren't they now?
Are they?
Yeah, they've fucked up, haven't they? Because they're basically exactly that. They encourage people to buy electric cars or cars with low emissions. They've gone, buy these. There's no road tax on them. And then they've gone,
oh fucking potholes.
we've got
everywhere,
no money now.
Yeah.
So they're now starting to charge like electric cars and stuff.
Because-
And they're not fucking cheap.
Well, the thing that should annoy me as well is, so you could have, okay, a car that produces more CO2 or whatever, if that makes sense. But you're paying like over the odds compared to someone who's got very little.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but they're both going to cause the same damage on the road. The same got the wear and tear. I want to go to a system where we have tolls or we have monitoring. So I drive very little at the moment. I go from work and I work where I think. So my actual road tax compared to Amy's, who's commuting to work, apples and pears. But we pay the same road tax. And I'm like, how's that fair? I'm causing that time. So I would actually say, right, stick a tracker on my car, not a tracker that's going to pick me speed, but it's just clocking my mileage. And whatever I do for a year, I'll fucking
Your
pay.
MOT. You have your MOT done. You get a bill after your MOT.
Because it tells you how many miles you've done.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Is this not the same with council tax though? I pay the same council tax. Oh, I get a discount. So if there's 2 people living in this house, we'll pay the same council tax if there's 10 people living in the house next door. How is that fair?
10 people there next door. Fucking hell.
But if there's 6 people living next door and there's 2 people living here, we pay the same council tax.
Yeah, again, yeah. And do you know if you have like 2 bins, 3 bins, you don't get charged more for more. The council's not charging you more for wastage. But like you said, there could be 4 bins in a household. Yeah, that's more money, more.
And you pay for the amenities that you can use. The potential for 6 people in a house are a lot greater using those amenities than it is if there's 2 people.
Hang on, I think I need to run for Prime Minister and sort this out because it's bollocks. It's not fair, is it? Well, the society's not fair. Society's not fair at the moment.
It's not fair, is it?
Yeah, don't get me going on this because society's not fair.
Why can we not feed ducks bread anymore?
What?
You're not allowed to feed ducks bread, are you?
Are you not?
Have you heard this?
No, is it because it's processed food?
Well,
Are they wheat intolerant these days? Like the rest of the fucking country?
bread. When I was a kid, when my parents were kids, when their kids were kids,
How do you give pigeons rice?
you went to pond, didn't you? And you fed the ducks.
The mouldy bread that you had left over, like got 2 slices left. What should we do?
Apparently now you can't because it
What?
It apparently bloats. So I've got stomachache.
going to bed going, what's with you? Fucking guts are killing me.
Oh, that Warburton's.
Oh,
Yeah, apparently bread's not good for ducks.
Since when?
This has been a thing. I heard this a few years ago, and it just struck me as what a fucking why.
Next time, grass is good for
How
fucking
many
cows.
ducks are dying
I don't know, mate.
because we're feeding them bread?
But I do like duck à l'orange, so maybe quite a few.
Shredded. So yeah, apparently I'm not allowed to feed ducks bread anymore. I don't get how it's changed overnight.
That's a new one on me by a long way.
Your mind's blown, hasn't it? Have you got any others?
Yeah, so supermarket setup, I do sort of get it, but it fucking pisses me off. You walk straight in and all the fresh produce goes in the bottom of the fucking trolley, and then I get all my heavy shit after, all my crap that fucking weighs down. By the time I finish, my fucking loaf of bread's like flat as fuck. Me fruit's no good to eat anymore because it's bruised to fuck, because the shop's the wrong way around, and if people are that fucking thick that they can't make a conscious decision. I know why you meant to like entice people into eating healthy stuff, that makes sense. Just swap the shop round for me, please. Really, actually, what I should do is fucking just take a big line to the back of the shop and work my way back to the front.
Do you know why it probably
It's
is?
my problem.
Because fruit and veg is the most expensive thing ever.
Yeah.
So, on that, why can at Christmas they can sell sprouts, carrots, parsnips, and
fucking 10p.
for like 9p? Why can't they do that for the rest of the year?
So they take a loss to make sure everyone can actually have a good cooked meal. It's actually it's like an incentive that they've all got together to do to be quite nice. I do know about this.
I get that.
It's a lost leader for them because people.
Fuck is it? Because they know that every other cunt's spending $1 million.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just like they do as a lost leader because they know everyone's overspending on other things. So they like have a lost leader to ensure that some families that can't are actually going to have
Potatoes, carrots.
Yeah, but I think we should get all that fucker for free.
But hey, your tuckie's not cheap, is it?
No, it's not. No.
You're paying £70 for a tuckie.
But I do think there should be something where, like, I'm not saying rations are all, but everybody should be entitled to each week couple of spuds, couple of carrots, couple of onions, swedes, broccoli, for free.
You can get your sweet.
No, but like on NHS, you should be able to go in and there's a pack done. You pick it up and it's free. That'd fucking solve a lot of problems at NHS. Do you know what I mean? Solve a lot of problems with poverty and stuff.
Yeah, it would, because you cheap things. I'm just gonna go buy some shit chips.
Exactly.
Shit chicken.
So like if you've got your money and you're a bit hard up by, if that makes sense. I'm not saying you can't have them things, but they should be given, or even everyone should be given that fucking healthy food to eat, because it's so fucking expensive. No wonder people are making bad decisions.
There was at one point there was at one point, wasn't there, that something like 1 in every £7 was going to Tesco's. Like 1 in every £7 that people were spending was going to Tesco's.
Not one of mine. I don't fucking shop at Tesco.
Well, it must be different now.
But that's how I do. I go to Tesco Express. Well, I guess I'm not wine and the beer money off me.
It must be slightly different now because obviously, certainly in our town, we've got
Aldi,
every supermarket going, haven't we?
Yeah.
We're just missing the Sainsbury's, I think. Isn't it?
Don't like Sainsbury's.
Expensive Sainsbury's.
Yeah, I always find Sainsbury's a bit upper class, but not got the clout. It's weird. I find.
Yeah, like it wants to be posh. But
I put
wants
it.
to be Waitrose.
Yeah, I put it like it's trying to be a Waitrose, and it's not. Do you know what I mean? But it's because you've never had one that I'd never shopped in one. Same with Asda. I'm not a fan of Asda. Sorry for slandering supermarkets, but Asda, I like Morrison's, I like Tesco's, I like Aldi, I like Lidl. But I'm not a fan of.
I don't like Lidl.
Do you not?
No, our Lidl's horrible because when one person goes in and buys a few things, they have one till open and you have to queue behind 17 other people.
That's why the food's so cheap. Because they
It's
have
not,
minimal
though.
staff. Cheap
I think it's-
in the big
But
supermarket.
you go to Aldi, and Aldi's much more calm.
It's got self-checkout in Aldi.
Exactly.
But Lidl Go used to have the self-checkout and they fucking got rid of it for some reason.
Because people keep nicking stuff.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. But you got to be wary at the Aldi checkout because they do like 30% off, 50% off.
Yeah,
But it
but
don't
come
come
off until you tell the guy to
You've
do
got
it.
to tell them,
I know. I had the same thing over there. I was like, this isn't working, mate. He's, oh, you got to let me know. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I've got that. The whole bag's 30% off, by the way, mate.
Yeah. So that's a.
There's something to share with the people.
What's the point? Do they just? They must have to scan something to go. Oh, that's whatever date on it. It needs reducing. So they've got to scan it. So why does that scanner not tell the till?
Because I don't think that's how it works.
That must be how it works at other supermarkets.
It is, but I don't think they do. I think they just stick a sticker on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. So does that PDF, that PD thing, can that just not print a little sticker out of receipt?
It probably
back.
can, but once again, they're trying to cut costs as best they can. So
Focus. And it's a con. Again, Mr. Skeptic over here will go, you do that on purpose.
yeah, because some people will go through and not fucking do it.
Exactly. Which
Yeah.
I've done.
Yeah.
I got home and gone, why that taking me off? You got any more?
I'm a bit dry. You got any more?
I've just got a couple one. Why are books rectangle and not square?
Oh, I knew this.
I think this has an answer. And I had this. I'm sure I had this. And then I think I heard it on podcast the other week.
It's to do with how you hold the book. So it's more comfortable. Like the size of a book, it's comfortable to hold because it's longer in your palms. Whereas if it's wider, it's uncomfortable to hold with your hands. So it's something to do with the way you hold the book.
But when you're laying on a sunbed, you just got it above your face. Keep it soft.
Yeah, but you still hold it like that. When you got a book like that,
That's the second. And
square book.
And this is something I know we spoke about. Why have we not explored the sea?
Yeah, that blows my mind all the time. Why have we not? We know everything about this fucking space, but we know jack shit about underneath us.
And whenever I've asked anybody this about the pressure and stuff,
Illuminati, that's why.
but we've had to figure that shit out up there, haven't we?
Yeah, but there's fuck all pressure up there. It's weird.
Yeah, but you still had to figure out how to send a rocket.
Oh,
You just literally go set fire to that fucker and see what happens.
Because that science is easier than that science.
Yeah, but we're
We're British.
We're brainy though. I'm not.
Are we though?
There's some reason we're not exploring the sea. There's
Yeah.
some-
Illuminati, mate.
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
That's exactly. what it
Lizard
is.
people.
Exactly. Right. Let's wrap it up.
Toodaloo.
I will see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday, my friend.
And as always, keep smiling.
Stay safe, mate.
Thank you for listening right to the end of this week's podcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at dad_tales_ or get involved by emailing us at dadtales@outlook.com. You can also now join our Facebook page by searching Dad Tales.
Keep the feedback coming. We are genuinely humbled by all the input and the comments you are providing us. Stay safe, celebrate small victories, and keep smiling.